parrot said to a cockatoo, "Do you like me? 'Cause I like you." The cockatoo said, "Yes, I do." And they got married in a week or two. They got married in an old oak tree, and everyone came there to see. The parrot and the cockatoo say, "I do, I do." Who was the minister? Let me see. None other than the bumblebee. Who was the pianoist? None other than the thrush. They danced and they sang, they had a wonderful time. It was a beautiful wedding with lots of sunshine. The wedding lasted for 2 whole days, and when it was hot they swam in the bay. At the end of the 2 days, there was music prettier than a dove's coo. It was the parrot singing to the cockatoo, "I love you." Have a world of my own, it's stuffed animal world. Animals laugh and they sing. I have a world of my own, it's stuffed animal world. Animals do all people things. They have laughter, joy, they have girls, they have boys. That is not the end, they have me, and I'm their friend. This is the end of my stuffed animal song. This is the end of my stuffed animal song. This is the end of my stuffed animal song. Isn't very long. But it's a very pretty song. Sometimes you're feeling happy, sometimes you're feeling sad. Sometimes you're feeling lonesome, sometimes you're feeling glad. But you can't let your feelings get you down. You gotta get up and look around. When you're not feeling good, get up 'cause I think you should. Let sunshine fill your heart, and then never part. Think of all the good times that you had, and forget all the bad. You just gotta let sunshine fill your heart. Why couldn't I have ever amounted to shit, amounted to anything? That's what I was writing in grade school, at 9 years old, actually. Those 3, I still have them all. I have probably like maybe 50 or more that I wrote when I was 9 and 10. All before my mom, went crazy in front of my eyes. But still, when I was living with the abusive alcoholic and being teased and beat up at school and was lonely and was near raped by the older boys in the neighborhood, and and learning about sex when I was 9 from the 13-year-old girl next door, Mary Ann. Well, her brother Jimmy would often pay me in little trinkets to show him my pretty little blonde body. And this didn't take place like in the hood or something. Just to give an example, I don't know. All I know is that it was a city in Massachusetts, and then we moved to the big blue house in a different city that wasn't even that far away, and it was a whole different story, but it was a nicer neighborhood. This was a city and on a street, and lived in this horrible apartment on the 2nd floor that I thought was haunted. By the way, it's a rhetorical question. Why couldn't I have amounted to shit? I was a talented little girl, completely unrecognized. Completely unrecognized, except, of course, little girl completely unrecognized, except for my teachers, you know. My 5th grade teacher who hung that poem Beautiful on the wall. And then the poem I wrote in 6th grade, my teacher, I think his name was Mr. McDonald, that one was a little, darker, Why do they hate you? Why do they look at you instead of in you? Why can't they see you something like as your own loving self? Or I don't know. I think that one's out on my website too. Obviously, I mean not obviously, but most of my ones I wrote when I was in grade school are not out on my website. But some of the ones, but Beautiful's out on my website that I wrote when I was 10, and that one, Why Do They, that I wrote when I was 11, that's out on my website. When I shared my song, Tell Me It'll Be Okay, that I wrote when I was 15, with this, I shared it with a guy I knew when I was in my 20s. He called me a prodigy, because I had written the song when I was 15. So again, I can ask it, why couldn't I have mounted this shit in this life? Seriously. Why couldn't I have amounted to shit in this life? Here's my drawer full of about 700 photos. I have every photo I ever took since I miraculously didn't lose them all. I didn't lose any of them. I almost lost all my songs and poems and books and everything. When Asshole and his mother, because I had run off and I was going crazy, I suppose run off to see, because I believed Checker was in love with me, and then I was upset when I found out he wasn't. He didn't. But whatever, that doesn't mean that they deserve to decide that I couldn't come back to where I had lived for all those years. That didn't mean they deserved. Remember this when I was broken up with Donald, they did not deserve. But Marion was here waiting. My mom was locked up in ex-mental hospital, and Marion was here probably gonna be waiting to turn me in immediately. She threatened to do it a couple years before. 3 years before, whatever. Oh, no, I'm sorry, she didn't threaten. No, I'm getting ahead of myself here. She wound up threatening to do it, but no, she was definitely waiting. She did not want me back in part of my mom's life. I think she just gave in now. She gave in because she can see she can't get rid of my mom. She tried to stop my mom from loving me, and that didn't work, so now it's like, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. I still believe 100% she knows she has me right where she wants me, because she doesn't know I have all that money in the bank, and even if I do, I'm crazy, quote unquote. No one's gonna listen to me, no one's gonna give me any kind of power over my mom. But what Mary doesn't realize is that I can at least rock the boat. So, I just want to find one picture of me. This is me. This is Sefman. The rabbit is Snowflake. I guess at 7 I hadn't started writing the songs and the poems. But kinda, how nice, huh? How nice that you can be going through fucking hell, complete dysfunction in your life. know. Remember, my dad left when I was 2. My mom met the abusive alcoholic when I was 4. I'm 7 here. You can be going through. I remember she was living with them, but she didn't even have her own place. We were living with, I think, her mom. I think at one point we might have even been living with Marion, or Marion was still there. It was Marion's 13 years older than me, so that was 4. Marion would have been a teenager. God. But anyway, so I got to feel special, didn't I? I got to feel special. I could write these songs and poems that were for my age and good, really good, you know, for my age. Not good compared to what an adult writes, but you know what I mean? Like for my age, I got to feel special. While I was feeling nothing but, you know, I went through so much dysfunction and pain, and then I was given these gifts. You know, of course, I wrote a poem when I was 9, you know, and it's like, something like, I've written 59 poems and 9 songs, didn't take me very long, maybe I'll be a poet someday, no one can tell, you know. I still have them all, you know, all of them. I'm rare in that, besides being a natural blonde. I have every fucking poem, song I ever wrote in my life. And I started when I was like 8 or 9. I have them, the original ones. Actually written in my own writing in my storage, and I have even every note I ever got from the kids at school. I have notes that people passed me when I was like a kid. I have everything. I've saved everything. No. Everything. That's a rare thing. It's not that some people don't intend to save everything, it's just life happens. We're talking over 30 years and I have everything. There's nothing that I don't have. I saved everything. I have every picture I've took since I was 10. The amount, all the ones that, you know, are in written, I mean, that were printed out, you know, I mean, you know, that came with that kind of camera that you've developed. And then I have, of course, hundreds and hundreds that I took with my digital camera. But I'm talking about I have every picture I've took since I was 10, back when there were no digital cameras. I have them all in this drawer. They amount to, I think, I don't know, 500, 700, something like that. So, that's me when I was 15. Someone on the bus was like, asked me how old I was, and they're like, God, you look like you're blah, 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 whatever. 15, that's because I was tall. 15, and I thought the pain was finally going to end a little bit, but no. Brand new hell was beginning, where I already hated myself, and my dad was going to reinforce that self-hatred on a daily basis. I already blamed myself for my mom's illness, and my dad was going to reinforce my low self-esteem and low self-worth on a daily basis. I don't know how he survived. don't know how I survived. Maybe the only reason I survived was because of my writing gifts that allowed me to feel special when important people in my life were making me feel anything but. Could it just be that? Could that be the reason I survived? Because that was my writing gifts? So, whatever. I can ask again. It's a rhetorical question. Why couldn't I have ever amounted to shit in this life? Why? Why couldn't I have ever amounted to fucking shit in this life? Why? A number of reasons, right?